Okay, in this series of this video we're going to start coding using basic HTML. So this first content is going to introduce you using some of the main tags in HTML. So you will be taking a look at the document structure of the HTML, the file extension using the .html. You will learn opening and closing a tag, write some content to your page using the break tag, attributes, center tag, text formatting, headings, and you will design a case study all in one. The document structure of HTML. It always starts with an HTML tag and it must be closed down. In between you have your head tag and your body tag. Now let me show you by coding something around. Okay, so all your HTML page start with an HTML tag. Right? This tells the not really the compiler. Remember, HTML is just used to display your content around. It's not really a so big programming language, but it's actually not a programming language if you take a look. But it's just used to display your content around. It's nothing except displaying content. Okay? When it comes to JavaScript, this is something very I must say, right useful. This is called programming when it comes to difficult thing. Okay, so in between this content you have your head tag and then you have your body tag, right? So whatever will be appearing here, right, whatever I tap here will be displayed on the browser, right? So let's go and save this page. It must be saved using a .html extension. Now what is an extension? I'm not going to go too much into detail in it. And extension is just for making your operating system know what kind of file it is and with what kind of program it will be executed, right? So this is known as extension. We have several extensions like .c, .c++, .C, which function most as C++. Okay, so a file always stands over a process that is going to quit. For example, when I close this file, it will survive. Right, this is the main concept of file. Okay, so that's basics. You open it, save it as any file. So let's say it's 1.html. Okay, let's say intro 1. It must end with a .html extension. Once this .html extension is over, you just click on save to the required folder. Now if you take a look, we have the opening and closing of a tag. And Notepad++, a good thing about it is whenever you click on tag, to make sure it has been properly nested, you can just click over here, it will highlight these two for you. And again, for head it will highlight this, for body it will highlight this. Right? So now let's go and open the page on Google Chrome. Normally I don't use Google Chrome, just for demonstration purposes. Okay, and now if you open this page around, you're going to have all content displays in it. Now I know it's something very funny, you're going to laugh at me. Let's press enter and paste some content here. Right, so let's write something. Hello Scrooge, I hope you're going bad. Right, so you think that by pressing enter it's going to display it in another line, but it's wrong. It's not going to display it in another line. It's in fact going to display it on the same line. Right? Now to be able to remove this content, that is change the line, you need to add a break tag. Now remember, in HTML it may appear break like this, but when you're coding in XML it should appear like this. Right? It must be closing. This tells the browser that it is opening the break tag and it's closing the break tag, almost like this one, the opening and closing. Right? But for HTML you can just use a break tag alone, it's going to function. So now it's going to display it in your two different lines. So this is basically introduction to the break tag. Now something more I want to show you is the head tag take another content here. It takes a title tag, and the title tag, what it displayed, the head you will be containing it will be containing functions for JavaScript, will be containing style sheet using cascaded style sheet using CSS 2.0, 3.0. We're going to take a look to it. And title is whatever you want to appear here, same as Notepad. Okay, let's save it like this. Let's open the content. Let's refresh the page. So you're going to see whatever is between the title tag is going to appear here. Isn't it beautiful? Yes. Okay, so let's move on. The head tag can take the title tag and it is used to display the title on your window. Demonstration video I have already shown you. Now the break close is used for XML. The break tag is used to change lines. Now coming to attributes. Right. Coming to attribute, for the first time being, I'm not going to emphasize too much on hexadecimal. Later on we're going to see when we do style sheet, then I'm going to discuss about hash and the different types of colors that are actually needed. Okay, so basically any tag, I mean those that support attributes. Attributes are actually a special let's say special, not really tag, but special properties of a tag that is going to enhance it. Like for example, let's take the BG color, that is a background color. Let's take yellow, and you don't have to learn tag by heart. And it's not about learning tag by heart, it's about knowing and practicing it. The more you will code, the more you get it, right? And you will have to take a whole project on your own and work out the PHP, work out the JavaScript, work out the PHP connecting to databases. If we get time, I'm going to develop some applications for you, like creating a card system for the website, creating an image editor using PHP, creating a forum using PHP, if we get time. But we'll take one of the application. First of all, we take how to create a login page, that is how to log in and log out the page, how to prevent a user from logging into the page, right? So this is about attribute. Now if you take a look, all attribute must be quoted. Okay, let's remove this. It will still display the content, right? But there are some browsers like Safari, maybe they don't support this code over here. Okay, so please avoid missing the code. You should put the code as a good programmer. In fact, you're not programming now, you're just drawing, I must say, right? So it's not programming, it's drawing, right? So BG color and then the content, right? Now coming to the center tag, I can center this content here using the center tag. Okay, now I'm going to call on one important function, okay, of nesting, right? So this is centering. Now this is about center, right? Now most probably is that most error that student makes, maybe some browser will display it, but let's take it this is called incorrect nesting, right? A tag opening must be closed directly, right? Again, I said some browser will display it, but some won't, right? So here it's displaying, so please keep a good practice using this here, right? Okay, this is about centering. Now we can use an align attribute. Align attribute is used foremost by the table row tag, the align tag, but let's me use a link, right? So a link, later on you will be doing links when I will discuss about links, right? So href closing it when this sync content goes away, right? Okay, that is, even I click on it, nothing will appear using hash technique. Okay, so this is, now you can align probably it if href tag support this. Okay, you can align it to the left, right? So this is appearing as a link, so you can use the align attribute to do this. Now concerning headings, headings is about, you can use also with headings, right? You can use align with heading h1, line right. Again you have to close h1 here. Now let's copy this and I'm going to show you. So the heading tag takes to the maximum the value of 6. Right, if you refresh the page, since it is aligned to the left, it's going to display. Good thing around, right? So if you try to use H7, maybe it will give you H6 because it's a minimum value, right? So H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6 are the different headings, where heading 1 is a minimum and heading 6 is a maximum. H1 the largest, H6 is the smallest. Now text formatting, you can use many text formatting. Let me show you. Let's clear this content over here. Hello world. You can underline it. You can even put the text to italic. Right, obviously this will appear, you have to put it into free break sign if possible to make it appear more pleasant. Right, you can actually refresh your page here. So it's, this text is in bold, this text is in italic, this one is, sorry, underline in bold, this one is in italic. Right, so that is about B for the bold tag, E for the italic, U for the underline. Now you can make use of the font tag for changing the kind of font you want, right? The handwriting most probably because you're drawing, not coding for now. Okay, so HTML is nothing compared to Ajax, XML, developing web application. Then I can say you know something around. Okay, so type is equal to Arial. Right, Arial is okay. You may, do we have any other font? Let's open Microsoft Word and see. Okay, there is a list of fonts. If you Google, you will get it. Let's say if we use Batang, does it support it? I'm not sure, but no, it doesn't support Batang. So let's use something. You can use Times New Roman, can use Arial. Okay, there are a number of this. In fact, we'll be doing font. For now, let it be Arial. Okay, so let's keep on going. So note all tags should be nested. This I have talk about it. All tags should be same case. It will not generate an error, but it will make use of worst programmer. Let's say I change this around here. Hello world. Capital I. Capital D. It will actually give you the italic form, right? But this is not the proper indentation according to the web consortium, that is a W3C. In fact, it will give you wrong content, right? In fact, it is wrong in terms of programming philosophy. So don't try to use capital I when you ask to use small I, right? So this is basically about some of the basic HTML. In the next part, we're going to see how to make use of A, how to make use of iframe, and how to use it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.